What are figures of speech? A figure of speech is a word or phrase that possesses a separate meaning from its literal definition. Types of figures of speech. Personification. Personification attributes human nature or human qualities to abstract or inanimate objects. For example, we often use the phrases like the howling wind, dancing leaves, time flies etc. Some examples of personification in a sentence are: the opportunity knocked at his door. The plants in her house silently begged to be watered. Lightning danced across the sky. The wind howled in the night. A metaphor is used for implying a comparison between two things that have something in common but are in general different from each other. Some examples of the usage of metaphors in a sentence is as follows. OGS. He is the star of our class. Life is a highway. Her eyes were diamonds. A simile is a figure of speech that compares two things that are different from each other but have similar qualities. These are generally formed through the usage of the words asa, like. He is as brave as a lion. Her expression was as cold as ice. Swim like a fish as light as a feather. Alliteration is a sentence that consists of a series of words that have the same consonant sound at the beginning. She sells seashells on the seashore. A good cook could cook as much cookies as a good cook who could cook cookies. All Adam ate in August was apples and almonds. Barry bought a book to bring to the backyard barbecue. Onomatopoeia. This is a figure of speech that is used to express a sound. The buzzing bee flew over my head. The stone hit the water with a splash. The boulder hit the ground with a flump. Leaves rustle in the wind and are whipped into the air. A hyperbole is a figure of speech that consists of an exaggeration. It is the usage of exaggerated terms in order to emphasize or heighten the effect of something. I have told you 1,000,000 times to not touch my stuff. She has got a pea-sized brain. I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. She's as old as the hills. Euphemism. Euphemism is the usage of a mild word in substitution of something that is more explicit or harsh when referring to something unfavorable or unpleasant. This mall has good facilities for differently abled people. He passed away in his sleep. Passed away, instead of died. let go, instead of fired. Irony or sarcasm is a figure of speech in which the usage of words conveys the opposite of their literal meaning. These are often used in a humorous manner. Your hands are as clean as mud. The dinner you served was as hot as ice. Coming home to a big mess and saying, "It's great to be back." Telling a rude customer to, "Have a nice day." Anaphora. It is a repetition of a word or phrase at the start of several sentences of clauses. Charles Dickens. A Tale of Two Cities. Be bold. Be brief. Be gone. Get busy living or get busy dying. Apostrophe. It addresses the subject that is not present in the work. In this case, the object is absent or inanimate. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Welcome, O life. Alarm clock, please don't fail me. 7. You are my lucky number. Puns are among the most frequently used figures of speech in daily conversation. They may be great conversation starters since they make you sound clever and occasionally even humorous. Her cat is near the computer too. Keep an eye on the mouse. No matter how much you push the envelope, it will still be stationary. Everyone thinks my runny nose is funny. But it's not. Paradox. These figures of speech, like ironies, emphasize something by discussing the exact opposite of it. A paradox, on the other hand, differs from an irony in that it does not make the contrast as evident. War is good. Slavery is freedom. Ignorance is power, as said by English author George Orwell. Save money by spending it. If I know one thing, it's that I know nothing. Oxymoron. This figure of speech, which should not be confused with ironies and paradoxes, links two opposing ideas at once. This indicates that two opposing concepts are utilized inside a single sentence to create levity in an oxymoron figure of speech. This is another fine mess you have got us into. Suddenly the room filled with a deafening silence. The comedian was seriously funny. You are clearly confused by the situation. You have found yourself in assonance, internal vowels in nearby words that are the same or comparable in sound. How now, brown cow. The light of the fire is a sight. Go slow over the road. Try as I might, the kite did not fly. Metonymy. Metonymy is a figure of speech when one term or phrase is used in place of another with which it is closely related. It is also a rhetorical technique used to describe something indirectly by making references to objects around. That stuffed suit with the briefcase is a poor excuse for a salesman, the manager said angrily. The pen is mightier than the sword. I'm a Silicon Valley guy. I just think people from Silicon Valley can do anything. Most of the successful people in Hollywood are failures as human beings.